Folks, this is the mailbag segment. If you got questions, I may have some answers. What you do is you just throw it in the comment section. You do hashtag Lions, you do hashtag whatever, and I'm able to see the comment. If you're live, I'm going to answer it right now. If you're not live, throw it in the comment section, and we will have fun at it. This is my favorite time of the show. This is why I do the show, is to give back to you guys and answer the questions, because got to keep it 100 with only 200 some people in here. All right, videos could do more, but I love taking your questions, and that's the best part of this whole thing. Before you throw your questions there, again, let's try to get to 100 likes. We're at 66 right now. Let's go ahead and get to 100 likes. That's 34 away. We can for sure do that. Alan Jones says, the Bills are extremely overrated. They just let a 7-6 team put 44 on them. What do you think about the Lions do with them at home? I don't think they're overrated. I think they're a really good football team. Sometimes games just go out there. Remember, the Bills are east. They traveled to west. And yes, they did lose, but it was a Rams team that always get hot at the end of the year. So I'm not going to look at that and say that the Rams are bad. I don't think they're overrated. I think that they beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think Kansas City obviously won 2 Super Bowls. So I don't think they're overrated. I don't know if they'll be there for the Super Bowl, right? But it's one of those things where I don't know if their defense, I think, is a little bit, sketch, but that's probably where there'd be their downfall, in all honesty. But yeah, I don't mind it. Let's see. Where's another question here? Do you like the Jeremiah Martin acquisition? Is that for the Lions? I thought, I don't know if we sign a Jeremiah Martin? I thought maybe as a Packer or something. Maybe I'm a little bit off. Maybe I'm not seeing something. I don't know. Are Reader and Ali McNeil playing? I would say most likely yes. Bradley Mustang, yes. Ali McNeil's going to play. I do think it was more rest day yesterday for DJ Reader. So I'm going to say yes. What is your score prediction? I got 37-34 Detroit Lions. I think that's a really good prediction right there. In the comments, let me know your predictions right now. What is your score predictions? Next here from Raw Detroit, Mike. Do you like Coach Dan Campbell's aggressive approach to the game of football? Yes. Yes, I do. It's innovative. It's different. It's fun. You're talking about 4th and inches sometimes. Then go for it. We have the best offensive line in football. Now, look, if we had a team where we had the worst offensive line in football and we can't get 1 yard, I'm going to say don't go for it. We've seen games where we've struggled to run the football, and I said in those games, don't go for it because it's struggle. But then we see some games where it's Swiss cheese, and the Lions were running on them. So, yes, they got stopped in that 3rd down by the yard, but what is the odds of that happen twice? Really unlikely. We got the best right tackle in football in Penei Sewell. We got one of the best guards in Kevin Zeitler and Frank Ragnow as your center. So I'm going to bank on the number 1 offense over a depleted defense. That's what I'm going to do, and that's why Dan Campbell did it. It's not like he just goes on 4th down just to be an idiot. He knows this defense is reeling. He knows that this offense, the Packers offense, all it takes is 2 plays, and they're in field goal range. We've seen what was happening. And Carlton Davis struggled in that game, so I have no problem that they did that. What Lions game so far is the most exciting? The Texans game. That got me going crazy. The epic comeback there, that was absolutely crazy. Mike, will Sewell get traded? No, he will. He is a Hall of Fame player, and he will never get traded. Hall of Fame players never get traded. He will be a Detroit Lion until he retires. Let's do a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time, the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets to sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, or whatever. Their lowest price is guaranteed. That's the Game Time guaranteed. And going to a game is much better than watching on the couch. Lions are hosting the Bills on Sunday at 4:25. big game there. And if you want to get tickets, check out Game Time. And our friends from Game Time has a new feature. It's called Game Time Picks. And what it does, it filters out all the fluff to give you the best deals on seats, so you don't waste time and hours spending looking for deals on seats. How do you find Game Time Picks? Well, it's simple. Go into the app. Check the venue you want to do, and it'll be in a 3D view. Select the Game Time Picks button on top of the screen, and it automatically does the research for you. And it filters out all the tickets in the database to give you the best deals with the best seats, so you don't spend hours on a bunch of different ticketing sites trying to find the best tickets. You can get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, baseball, basketball, concerts, and more. And in the middle screenshot, by the way, I think it's a fantastic feature of the app. It shows you where your seat is. And if you move the phone left to right, you can see the surrounding area kind of like a 3D live photo. Also, all pricing is right there for you. No hidden fees at checkout. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Want a quick deal? Plug in Chat Sports and you'll get $20 off your very first purchase. How do you do that? Go to the redeem code section. Plug in Chat Sports. You'll get $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. You got to create an account. Got an email to save that money. The link is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So if you're buying Lions tickets this year, make sure you're using Game Time. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. Woo! All right, get this thing back going there. Somebody says I look like S right now when I was talking. That is funny, and it's kind of. I feel pretty good, but just didn't sleep a whole lot. I got insomnia. We all have it. Let's get back to the questions here from Raw Detroit. And if I miss it, you just repost the question and we'll get after it. It says, what do you think about Jameson Williams? Will go over 1,000 yards receiving in the final 4 games. Do you think he will? I'll say no, he does not. In the comments, what do you think? Y for yes, N for no. Does he get over 1,000 yards? I'm going to say no. Just because we got so many weapons. And it's quite difficult. I mean, we're seeing even a lot of people's numbers. Sam Laporta's numbers down. You just go across the board. St. Brown's numbers down. Tim Patrick is also removing some of that. It is. What's the average cost of a Lions ticket? It used to be cheap, like $60. Now you're to go to, I think the Bills game, it's like $500, $600. Maybe the average game, $200. Put a hashtag in there so I can see it. Lions are going to get 4 sacks on Allen. That would be nice. Let's see. What do you think the Lions should approach to playing the Bills? Honestly, usually I say run first. I'm going to say this is probably a pass first. Not pass first. We'll do 50-50. This is a 50-50 game. This is you can be had in this one in the air and in the ground game. So honestly, the normal approach that they do to a game. Let's not pass too much, but this one we're going to have to pass a little bit. I do see, because there's holes in this defense that could be had. When you got one of the best passing game in football, you got to do it. So I'm going to go not more passing. We'll go 50-50. Where'd I get the hat? I've had it for like 15, Robert DeBruce, like 15 years. I couldn't tell you. Maybe like Myers or something like that. Lions, what team you would like to easily see early in the playoffs versus the Lions? Mine would be Seattle. I'm sick of the Goof and Stafford rivalry. Well, I think Seattle's probably going to win their division. So if that's the case, I don't know. We'll see. If the Lions get the number 1 seed, we get the bye week. Then we would get always the lowest seed. So if the Lions get the number 1 seed, we're always going to get the lowest of the seeding. So the Rams potentially could be it. That would be if they were the number 7 seed. I don't know. That potentially could be. But if the Lions are the number 1, we'd have to wait anyways to see who wins. But you're right. I don't want to do the Stafford stuff. I really don't want to play the Seahawks. Seahawks, they can score too. I would rather play like the Buccaneers. I know we lost to them, but I think we could get hella revenge the second time. Honolulu Grinch, who is your legacy player for Sunday on offense and defense? Ooh. Well, I don't want to keep it simple and just go Jared Goff, offense, defense. I don't know. I'll go different. I'll go Penei Sewell. He has just been a staple for this offense. He's been here the whole time. This offensive line has done phenomenal with him. And you know what? How about this? I'm going to go with Carlton Davis. Carlton Davis is a big part of this this defense right now because of I don't know. We seen what happens when we have Vildor in there, and now I know the second game Vildor played better, but man, it is a drop-off. So that I'm going just by that route. It's not by the person is the best or not. We got a super chat. Ultra Combo! Let's see, from Rise to Beast, Ohio trying to make planting a flag in a football field a felony. Yeah, they really went. Thank you for that super chat, Rise the Beast. They really got butthurt over that flag on the turf or on their field, didn't they? They didn't like that. They got to do a big fight. Yeah, Iowa fans, there it is what it is. If you're hearing audio issues, eating kneecaps, you get out and come back in. It's actually YouTube, not me. Actually YouTube and not me. Let's see, Bills have 2 to 3 DBs probably out. Yeah, and that's a big deal, and that's why the Lions are going to pass too. I mean, they can be had right now. They definitely can be had, and the Lions will be able to. That's what I'm saying. It's probably going to be more 50-50. And usually, you know me, I'm all about the run game and constant run game. So, but they could be had. He says, do you think Hutch will be back for our first game in the playoffs? No. NFC Championship is his return. So if the Lions can get there, 100%, he will be at the NFC Championship game. First playoff game, no. If the Lions are the number 1 seed, it would be the second playoff game as we would have a bye week. That's why I'm so invested in getting that number 1 seed, because then you would only have 1 game without Aiden Hutchinson. It's so important to have him on the field. I think the Lions, having Hutchinson and Zadarius Smith on the field at the same time with their interior defensive line of DJ Reader, Lee McNeil, Levi Onwuzurike, Joshua Pascal backing up, and now we got Mohamed in there who's gotten some valuable reps. I think this defensive line could be monstrous in the NFC Championship game and then monstrous in the Super Bowl. That's why it's important to get this bye week. Rest these players, and all we got to do if we can manage 1 game, and then Hutch will return. The return of Aiden Hutchinson. That's what we want. So what do you guys think? Are you excited to see Hutch return for the NFC Championship? I'm sure you are. Y for yes and N for no. Give me your thoughts in the comments right now. Let's see. Let's keep this thing going. It says, Mike, are you Irish? I may have a little bit of Irish in me. Irish spring sport, the scent of exhilaration. I'm actually got a lot of Dutch in me. Dutch, got some German, English, a lot of English in me. That's where my that's where we come from, to Kimber. Heart stars and marshmallows, clovers and blue moons. Yeah, that's a terrible accent. I don't know, but the Irish are cool. They give me treasure and gnomes and Irish spring sports soap. So you got to appreciate the Irish for helping us out over here. Oh, man. Let's see. He won't be in football shape, though, right? No, he'll be in football shape. He's way ahead of schedule, folks. He'll be in football shape. He'll be ready to go for the NFC Championship. He's already walking around. He's walking around. It's crazy to think, but he is. It was a clean break, and there was no real ligament or anything. It was just the bone. Like, he got super lucky, and so if the bone heals quick, all he got to do is kind of get that leg back. And I'm sure he's been lifting with his chest and his arms and his back, probably with his other leg. So he's probably just trying to, when he does his rehab, it's probably just his leg that's probably much got to get in football shape. I guarantee you, he's got millionaire trainers and all these people. That he and the way his attitude is and the way his motivation is, he'll be up to snuff. That's Hutch. So I have absolutely no problem thinking that he wouldn't be. She's Scottish. Scottish. Let's see. Also, do you think we go forward in the last game? Dolo. This is if the Lions defeat the Bills, they can go 4-0. The problem is the last game. Mike, that was the worst. Thank you. It is the worst. The problem is, will that last game mean anything, right? But Detroit, they'll play their starters. We did it last year. They'll play it in the third quarter. But If you have a team, I don't know. It just depends. If Minnesota needs a win to get some sort of seeding that they want, they'll play. If they're just like, we're going to rest their starters, then the Lions are going to, in my opinion, the Lions would go 16-1. They will. I have them beating the Bears. The Bears got freaking stomped after they fired Flus. All right? The 49ers are completely banged up. You know the Lions want revenge in that game. And then the Minnesota Vikings, they potentially, literally, the NFC North could be locked up by that point. What are they playing for? And if that's the case, you know the Lions will play their starters probably until the third quarter because they did it last year, and they would win the game. So that's why I do kind of think that would be the case. Would be the case right there.